Hello everyone, 76 Patriot here, and today's video is going to be a relatively short one, but I just want to briefly look at what some of the political betting market sites are saying about the 2024 election. So without further ado, we're just going to start off by looking at Polymarket. This is one of the biggest, most prominent, and I should kind of make a quick disclaimer that these percent chances of winning are obviously not to be taken seriously in the sense that they are not polls. They're not really based on anything concrete other than the opinion of bettors and the kind of average public. However, it is interesting to see where a lot of people's sentiments lie, and of course there can be biases for either side, I guess. But I just kind of want to see where a lot of their predictions for each of these states' outcomes, if they kind of line up with my predictions, or just for fun. It's a fun exercise. So we'll start off, of course, with the state of Nevada. People, I guess, bettors believe at this point that Trump has a 55% shot of winning the state. I think that is very reasonable. I would probably give him a higher chance, but still, Nevada's a state. It would be hard for a Democrat to win. I think, barring something crazy at this point in the race, the trends, particularly among Hispanics, are just too great, I think, to overcome for Harris. Arizona, they still have us leaning Trump closer to 60, 59 we can see. Again, I think it's an accurate synopsis, although I'd probably actually have these flipped, a very slight lower chance of a Trump victory than in Nevada. But regardless, we can see the Sun Belt, he's doing well according to these people's predictions. And I should actually say, before I move on any further, that this is obviously kind of reflecting that fake Harris momentum, if you will. We can see there's a 3-point spread. I should have mentioned this earlier between the two candidates. And it turns out, actually, I believe yesterday it was more like a 54-46 thing, if I remember correctly. So it'd be interesting to see what happens if she actually does take the lead on here. But still, Georgia, yeah, kind of where I'd expect it to be. 58% chance of Trump winning in the lean column. I think that's the Sun Belt. So we can see, according to what people think on Polymarket, one of the best and most highly rated political betting markets. Trump is sweeping the Sun Belt. Same thing in North Carolina. Yeah, almost a 70% chance of winning. That's spot on, I think. The problem is, interesting thing I should say, is the Rust Belt, where people think that he is struggling. See, basically a pure toss-up in Wisconsin. I mean, it's a 2-point split. That kind of went back and forth a couple times today even. But Michigan, we can see, significantly higher, 61% chance. And I think that is crazy. I think Trump is going to take the state of Michigan. Although I will say, out of the big three in the Rust Belt, it does make sense as far as it is the most blue leaning. So if there was a state I would expect to have a higher chance of a Harris lead, it would be Michigan. Pennsylvania, again, basically a dead heat, if you will. So this is interesting because it kind of is the opposite of the Harris strategy, who's basically tried to kind of abandon the Rust Belt for a bit. Maybe that's why she tapped Tim Walz. But she really thinks that she can do better in the Sun Belt. And, there's been talk, could Georgia be a lot closer because of black turnout minorities? So it's interesting to see that Trump is still sweeping the Sun Belt, as he does, and still in my prediction, but struggles a bit more in the Rust Belt. I think that is a bunch of bunk, honestly. I still think he's on track for a good, solid victory. But it's interesting, we have states, of course, like New Hampshire, 80% chance, of Virginia, Minnesota probably with Walz, that's why it's probably shot up to 94. But some of these other states, too, they're definitely not locks for Harris at this point. And this is interesting to see. So this is what people at this moment think. And, of course, this could change the next 10 minutes, because it does. It's a betting market. And I do like this little clock they have here. It's a fun little side note. But regardless, we can look at PredictIt. And PredictIt is notoriously... it's much, much less renowned, if you will, than Polymarket. There's much less, I believe, people betting on there, if I'm not mistaken. And there's also many more liberals, I believe, on PredictIt overall Again, I could be wrong, but still, we can see they have Kamala Harris at 56% chance of winning. And that's honestly ridiculous. Yesterday it was about tied, I think. So again, it's just kind of this fake manufactured momentum. You look at the polls; she's not leading by that much, if in any of these swing state polls. So still, it's kind of crazy. They think Dems are going to win by 65 to 104 EC margin. That's crazy. Yeah, here they give her a 58% chance of winning. And some of these swing states are flipping back and forth. Which party will win Georgia? 52. That's ridiculous. As we saw in Polymarket, it was basically the exact opposite. So this is one of these things that just shows why we can't look at these. So many people always talk about the betting markets. The betting markets show this. The betting markets show that. And it goes to show that we can't take what they say accurately, because look, these two different sites alone have drastically different predictions or outcomes. Drastically different people probably on each website too, the bettors. So not only that, besides the fact that we can't really take any stock in it, not even as much stock as we can take in polling, and even that, a lot of those polls we can throw out the window too. But it genuinely is interesting to see different people's, different subsets of the electorate, assuming a lot of these people are voting, I don't know, thoughts on the race. It's just it's more of an interesting thing in my opinion. It's not to be we shouldn't be scared or pumped either way, because it's just one of those kind of very fluid things that can change like the drop of a hat. But overall, I think this is an interesting thing. I would say Polymarket is much more in line with reality, and it actually has been in the past than PredictIt. I don't know if there's just less liberals on this website. I don't know enough about political betting because I don't do it and I'm never going to do it. But regardless, I would still definitely say Trump's chances are significantly higher. I'd probably put him about 50, probably what it was yesterday, 54, honestly. But that's basically it for this one, guys. Again, nice little reminder here, 90 days and 12 hours at the time of this video till Election Day. So we got to keep fighting. We got to keep pressing on so Trump can win. And, we restore sanity and to the White House and to America. And we can actually make America great again. So that's it for this one, guys. I know it's a shorter one, but I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one, and have a great day.